Hey everyone, it's Amber Rose with England Volkers Global Real Estate, and this week I'm going to do a really interesting series on real estate all over the world. Today we're going to be focusing on the California market and even more specific Long Beach. Today I have Nico, who is the manager of the Long Beach office in England Volkers. But before we get to his interview, I want to let everyone know who's watching, if you have any questions about global real estate in any market, please send me a message and we'll incorporate it into the next video series this week. So, Nico, one of the big questions I get as a real estate agent here in Long Beach is, how's the market? What would you say to that?
Yeah, I think the market is good. The market's definitely in a good spot right now. It's been a little bit of a transition period we're in right now. Historically, in the last 18, 24 months, we've seen extremely hot seller's market. So low inventory, high demand for buyers. There's less sellers than we would like to have. And in the last 6 months or so, we've seen a bit of a transition period. So increasing inventory, a little bit longer market times with a more balanced buyer and seller market. So extremely hot seller's market before has softened a little bit to be a little bit more balanced. And as we go into the end of the year, I think that's going to continue.
So what kind of advice would you give to people who are buying in this market?
Now is a really good, interesting time to buy. I mean, we're seeing a good opportunity for buyers with, interest rates have gone up a little bit, but they're going to continue to increase. So if you're in the market and let's say you wait 6 to 9 months from now, you're going to see a little bit less buying power with your dollar. So as interest rates increase, your buying power decreases. So, if interest rates rise from, I think we're almost to 5% now, and they go closer to 5.5% by the end of 2019, then you're going to be able to buy less with the same amount of money. Your monthly payment will be higher for an equal amount, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, now is a good time to buy, and especially as, there's a little bit more opportunity for buyers in this market. It's not so competitive, not such an extremely hot seller's market. They can actually find something and get their offer accepted.
And that's true from experience. So what about if you are looking to sell in this market? What would you what would you say to those particular people?
Yeah, I would say that to be aware of the market, and it's not as competitive, like I mentioned before, as it has been in the past. So it takes more to sell a property than to just put a sign in the yard and throw it on the MLS. You need an agent and a brand who can really market the property effectively, and you need to be smart about pricing it. It needs to look great, it needs to be priced great, and be marketed effectively, around the world, not just locally, so that you can, get the highest dollar and sell it as quickly as possible.
Awesome. So let's say somebody does a for sale by owner of their property and they price it way too high. We've seen this happen a lot in the market. What could potentially happen to that seller?
Well, they're going to see it sit on the market longer than it should, and for properties that are for sale by owner, we typically see that they're underrepresented and undermarketed. So as much as there may be demand for their property, it's harder for buyers to find it if it's not listed with an agent, and if it's not priced right, it's not going to be compelling. And with like any listing, if it's not compelling, then it's not selling, and no one's going to buy it. So my suggestion for sale by owner homes is if they don't like to work with an agent, they don't want to work with an agent, that's fine, but be aware of your pricing structure and know that you're going to have less people seeing your house, so it should be priced aggressively and so it's attractive.
So, but couldn't they just go onto Zillow and just put the house there?
Sure, but Zillow's not the MLS, and it doesn't target as many buyers. It's proven, time and time, and there's many articles that you can send to a for sale by owner or somebody who's thinking about doing that shows that when you list a home for sale by owner as compared to with an agent, they're going to get more money for their property and sell it more quickly than if they try and do it on their own. And so usually they're trying to avoid an agency commission, but a commission can be counteracted by a higher selling price because it's marketed effectively, it's represented effectively, there's the negotiation there. And it's not just that, it's, you want to have that barrier between the buyer and the seller so that there's, room to negotiate. And if it's a seller directly speaking with a buyer, it makes it a little more difficult to get a deal done.
Perfect. And the last question, because Nico has to go, is within this month of October, are there any sort of stories or case studies we can draw upon that you've learned something interesting about the real estate market based on a transaction?
Sure, yeah. I mean, we're seeing a lot of, I think the trend right now is that homes, especially on the higher end of the market, are seeing more market time than they're used to. You know, we're seeing listings that historically would have sold in 2 weeks or 1 week with multiple offers are selling in a month with one good offer. So, you know, it's not that the homes aren't selling or they're selling for less money particularly. We still have an increase in prices. It's just a little bit more balanced in the market. And so instead of getting multiple offers in a matter of days, you're looking for the right offer within a matter of weeks or a month or two. So, you know, we definitely have case studies in our office with our listings, as well as what we're seeing in the marketplace.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Nico. Unfortunately, Nico has to go to the bank and deposit money because we've just been selling so many properties here in Long Beach, California. And I can't believe we actually had time to do this interview. So thanks so much. And if people want to learn more about the real estate market here in Long Beach, they can visit my site at amberroserealtor.com or amberrose.kandarian. Oh wait, what is it? amberrose.kandarian.
Yeah.
.evusa.com.
Yes. We'll leave the links, I'm sure.
Yeah, we'll leave the link, sorry. And that's it. So Amber Rose and Nico Kalitis signing out.
Thank you.